Okay, we've got our green screen already set and it's already scoped and ready to go. We're going to start adding some light to the model here. I'm going to start with my key light and fill light. I'm using these little Kino Flow bar flies, and these are Barfly 200s. I've got on this side, I've got the bank of two four bulb fixture here. Those are both on. I've got only two here and the fill light. And depending on the type of setup that I want to create here, if I wanted to set this up for an interview of her, I will probably bring these lights in just a bit, try to knock out any shadows on the face, try to get nice even lighting without it being harsh. And then I've got up here, I've got a Barfly 100 that's on a boom, and I've got that as kind of a hair and rim light. I'm going to turn that on, and we'll see that that kind of lights up the back of her hair here, gives it a little bit of a glow around her shoulders. And that's really good for doing just talking head interviews, to give a little bit of something that gives some depth to it. So when you key out the green, then you've got a really nice framed studio type of lighting. As I have described in some of my earlier videos, as far as scoping the green screen, you get that all set before you bring your subject in, and then you light your subject the way you want them to be lit for the scene that you're going to put them in. So instead of having just your standard studio lighting, we're going to be playing with some of the lights and positioning and kind of anticipating what type of what kind of environment we're going to be putting our actress into. So just by moving some lights around, I can get more of a dramatic look and reposition them. So can I have you face this way? Turn and face this way. There we go. So if we're in a virtual environment that we'll be putting the model into, then we're going to want to match the light to that background. That's why it's really important to know what your environment is going to be before you shoot the green screen. I always take out printouts of my environment, whether it's a virtual set, or if I've already got my background plate shot, then I take that with me into the studio when I shoot the green screen, so I can best match the lighting from the direction that they're going to be inserted into. So say if I wanted something that was a little more like afternoon sun, I might want to raise this up, try to match the direction of where the sunlight might be, and bring that up. And then just use my fill light to create kind of an ambient light source. So that just kind of fills things up a little bit. But I can show a very specific direction that I want my main light source to be. And that goes for if you're doing a night scene and there's artificial lighting, then you want to make sure that the lights all match wherever the light is going to be hitting. So in this case, I've got one light source coming directly from a very sharp angle here. And I want to be able to simulate what that artificial light might be. If I need to get a little bit more fill without using another light, I may need another person, or I can use a stand and a reflector and just pull in a little bit to get a little bit of ambient light in there. But because in the scene that we would be putting her into, it would have kind of a dark environment anyway, we're not going to be too concerned about her hair going to the dark side, so to speak. We want that to kind of look like it belongs in that environment. So any of the green that's really making that a silhouette back here, that's going to be fine, because we're going to want that to go dark, and you'll see in a couple examples here. So just using just a couple very simple simple lights, these Kino flows are really flexible just in positioning, using the different scrims in them, and how many bulbs you're turning on, and whether you're on high or low power on any of them. They're very flexible in using for this. One other option that I like to use is just a portable dimmable LED. And these, a bunch of people make these things. So this is not a name brand. But you can dim these. You can put in different color gels so you can get a little more amber, a little more flesh tones, whatever. But these are great, just stuck on stands, positioned where you need them, and they just kind of give a little bit of a pop where you need them, and that works well too. Or just have somebody holding it. Another thing they're good for too is simulating moving light, like that, artificial light, cars or whatever. So there's a lot of tricks that you can use just these little portable LEDs for. I don't like to light my main subjects with just LEDs, but that's a personal preference, and I prefer the Kino flows whenever possible.